Nathan hurried through the city streets, heading for home. The muted citizens of Zulanka had transformed this party city to a somber ghost town, everyone closing their minds to the virtual, afraid that they will be next. Even the soft and friendly Martian kraken had retreated to the sea, hiding away from the danger. Home had been the RV for months, but since Carla's encounter with an Orissa infected, they had moved in with Miss Lily, her penthouse apartment large enough to accommodate a small village. Farport Heights was not exactly in Zulanka, right on the outskirts, overlooking the sea. It was the expensive part of town, beautiful before the attacks started. Nathan entered the building, stepping from the street to the elevator and calling for the penthouse apartment, his access codes being checked as the elevator doors closed. News feeds were displayed on the back wall as it rose the 6 stories, soon opening directly to Miss Lily's lobby, its thick carpet and earth-made furnishings the mark of wealth. Heading for the kitchen first, he dropped off all the shopping. Miss Lily had sent him out to an authentic meats market. She didn't usually eat that stuff, content as he was to eat the printed variety, but she wanted a large order in. Stuffing most of it in the small freezer and the rest in the fridge, all that was left was the Superman comics and chocolate he had purchased for himself, so he headed for the main lounge. Miss Lily and Carla were in there, along with 4 people he had never met, though one was a bounty hunter that worked with Miss Lily. "I will happily exchange those assets." "Thank you, Miss Lily." Harriet grinned as she turned her attention to a virtual screen. "Nathan, we have company," Miss Lily purred, gesturing to the unfamiliar faces now smiling at him. "No doubt you recognize Ged. This is Harriet, Roman, and Angel," gesturing at each as she recited their names. Nathan added the data to his HUD as it was given, ensuring he would not forget them. "So, you are the young hunter I have been told about." Ged eyed Nathan critically. He had put on some muscle and height in the last year, half a meter taller than the Venusian cat, though he did not come up to the highly defined musculature of Miss Lily's star hunter. Dropping into a seat, Nathan responded with a smile, "I am," before unwrapping a chocolate bar and taking a bite. Miss Lily began organizing some trades with Harriet and Roman, buying their homes and assets on New Halifax in exchange for local homes and spending money. Ged following his nose to the kitchen. The sounds and smells of cooking meats soon filtered into the room. It took 2 comics and a bar of chocolate for Miss Lily to finish and arrange transport for the 2 nurses, seeing them out before returning to her seat, shortly before Ged came back to the lounge, now carrying bowls of sweet-smelling meats and rice. "Now that Ged is here, I have something I need help with." With a wave of her hand, Miss Lily conjured a recording of a fox woman. "Hi, Miss Lily. I have met with Dr. Prons. She was able to furnish me with a backup of herself from the experiment. It should be useful for helping Anna. She told me where Mr. Fox is, but I can't get to him, so I'm sending you the details." The woman gestured as though she was sending the data before continuing. "I am stuck on Earth at the moment. The attacks have jammed the ports, so I can't get a flight for weeks. And I need to travel Fizz. The mine backup is a hard encoded crystal, and I don't want to risk extracting it without my rig." Miss Lily paused the recording. "This is a good friend of mine, Gina. I asked her to gather data for me, but now she needs a pickup, and she may need some help getting Mr. Fox. Will you be willing to help Ged with this?" her eyes fixed on Angel. "I'm a paramedic. What could I do?" "I don't know yet, but you are most resourceful, and Ged speaks highly of you. And I am offering to pay you for the assistance." With that, she conjured forth an offer that made Angel's eyes bulge. Almost a year's wages for a round trip to Earth. Okay. If you think I will be able to help, how could I refuse? "We can get going tomorrow," Ged replied. "Carla, I need you and Nathan to do something for me." Carla's ears pricked up at the sound of her name, pulling her snout out of a bowl of Western chili. "I need an Orisa-infected person." Miss Lily spoke as casually as she ever did, but her face showed her seriousness. Even Angel understood the weight of the request and importance of it, despite having met the giant purple cat only a couple of hours ago. Carla stood for emphasis. "It shouldn't take long. Orisa has a bone to pick with Ged and I." Nathan bolted to his room, dumping comics on a stack and gathering his gear, the burst of activity rousing Pocket Dragon from her nap.